welcome to Long Beach Lens. I am your host, Derek J. Simpson, Executive Director of the Long Beach Community Action Partnership. Today, our guest is from the Salvation Army. Please join me in welcoming Captain Sergio Garcia. How are you, Captain?
I'm doing great, Derek. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure, my pleasure. There's so much to cover in this short time that we have, but let's start for those who don't know about the Salvation Army's culture and structure.
Sure.
They may know the bell ringing or the Rose Bowl parade, but give us a bit of insight on who you are and how you operate.
Be happy to. Salvation Army started in 1865 on the East End of London. There was a Methodist preacher by the name of William Booth and his wife Catherine, who went out to the East End with a whole group of volunteers to try to make a difference in the lives of people in the East End of London. That was the bad side. That's where addiction ran rampant, poverty, prostitution. And so those are our roots, from a Methodist preacher who decided he wanted to go to the wrong side of the tracks and help people. And the Army's been doing this for over 150 years in over 127 countries around the world. Wow. Where whatever community we're in, we try to find where the needs are and we try to address them. We do have a quasi-military structure. We use military language. I'm a captain and we have lieutenants, but really what we are is a group of dedicated believers who want to make a difference in the lives of people that are on the edges of society.
Now, you mentioned that you try to identify the needs in a community.
Yes.
How do you go about that? Do you do surveys? Do you have people that go out and do research? Or how do you address that?
We do a needs assessment in the communities, and we try to borrow from other organizations that are already in town. In my first appointment in the state of Washington, we worked very closely with Community Action there, and they had a needs assessment, and so we would refresh ours and work together with them to be able to address the needs and partner with them to make sure that we were collaborating well. So here we did the same thing back in 2005, 2006. We refreshed that in 2013, and then again when I got here in 2016 to make sure that the needs assessment was still on track.
Great. Well, in fact, we as a Community Action Partnership do that every 2 years. So
yes.
I don't know that you've ever seen ours, but maybe we need to talk about that and
That's
share
right.
that information so that we can work even closer. Now, I know you weren't there in the beginning back in London because that's been over 100 years ago, and you look like a young guy. So how were you introduced to the Salvation Army, and how long have you been with them?
I grew up in the Salvation Army. I'm a third-generation Salvation Army kid.
Oh, wow.
My grandfather on my father's side went to the Salvation Army in Mexico, in the city of Juarez, probably one of the most dangerous cities in Mexico. He was an alcoholic. My dad, I guess, remembers being poor but being happy. My uncle wasn't a mean drunk. I mean, my grandfather wasn't a mean drunk or anything, but there was never any money because he spent it all on alcohol. He was in a second marriage late in life, had a second family with my grandmother, and went to the Salvation Army to try to beat his addiction, and he did. And so he stayed there in the Salvation Army, died a few years later. My dad was a young boy, stayed there. And so I grew up in the Salvation Army. I was born in Juarez, attended the Salvation Army there as a kid until we migrated to the United States when I was about 7 years old.
Now, is that typical that people at your level of leadership in the Army are second generation, or is it?
It's a mix nowadays. We have a lot of first-generation people that are coming in and didn't know anything about the Salvation Army except, like you said, the bells at Christmas time or the thrift stores.
Right.
And so we do have a lot of first-generation people coming in, and let me tell you, they're some of the best Salvation Army people because they came maybe for a need, and so now they are active in the Salvation Army and they want to help others whatever needs they have.
That was a question I had in terms of who are the members, who are the typical, if I were to go to your campus, who are the typical members utilizing the programs that you have? Are they all people who are poor, or are they just, I went to visit you and there were seniors there, and it looks like they come from all different walks of life.
That's right, and we want to make a campus that is open to everyone. That's our goal, is that everyone is invited on our campus. It's services and programs for every single member of the community. We do have Sunday services, just like a church does. I'm an ordained minister in the Salvation Army, and so on Sunday morning you will come in and you will see men that have gone through the rehab center. You will see families, you will see seniors, you will see different, just like Long Beach is a diverse city, our members are diverse as well. But then you have those that come to our programs and that use our services, and they're just as diverse as the city is. And so you got everything from veterans, homeless, seniors, families, single moms, single dads, kids, just about anybody comes and uses our different programs.
When you think about the Salvation Army and all the other nonprofits and organizations that serve, you know, the low income or people who are in need of various services, what do you think makes you special and unique in terms of your approach to helping others?
Yeah, one of the things I've been talking about a lot is our multi-generational approach.
Okay.
You'll have organizations that deal with youth or ones that deal with seniors. We are taking a multi-generational approach to our campus, which is why you see seniors there. Right now there is a senior comedy event happening at our
Which
campus.
I wish I was there to hear some of those jokes.
Yes, I'm sure there's a lot of hip jokes.
Yeah.
But we want to address the need from a multi-generational approach.
Right.
We know that there are seniors that are now finding themselves as parents and caretakers of children. And so, you know, you can work with the kids, but you also have to work with the seniors because they're experiencing changes because of that. You want to deal with the parents when you're dealing with the kids because you want to have that support from the parents if you're working with the kids in after school program, tutoring, sports, whatever. You know, we do music. If I'm going to lend an instrument to a child, I want to make sure that the parent is going to take responsibility for that musical instrument. So it's a multi-generational approach.
Well, I had the honor of going out with some of our interns to do a tour, and I must be honest in saying, having that been our office for years before moving to this location, and in fact, our first patented studio is now the kitchen.
That's right.
At your campus. It is amazing. I got lost walking around in the building that I used to spend most of my days and nights in for multiple years. It was a beautiful campus to see. We have a video with you explaining some of that scenario that we're going to share and then come back to the set. So let's take a look at that video.
Sure. The Salvation Army in Long Beach is expanding its campus. We are creating a big Salvation Army Center for youth and families.
I suggest coming to the Salvation Army because you learn new things, and it's special because you make new friends while you're having fun.
Specifically in this room, we are in what we call the Fireside Room. Our Fireside Room is a small room for meetings, counseling. It's got a small library that people can come in and check out books in as well. So it's just a small, intimate space for smaller groups. Because we're building a community center, we hope to invite people from all around the community to come and enjoy our facilities and our programs that we offer. The bingo that you saw today was part of our new Al and Faye Taylor Senior Center, and we had maybe 35 seniors from all around the area coming together to have ice cream and enjoy a fun game of bingo. Let me tell you, those seniors love their bingo. Here in Long Beach, we provide services to the whole family. That includes programs for youth, for the parents, now for the seniors in our new senior center, but also for enrichment classes for everyone, a food bank. So these kind of things that are multi-generational in nature, the services to the whole family, I think that's one of the aspects that is less known about the Salvation Army. We provide programs and services to everyone of every age to make sure that the whole family is being served. Like most community centers, you're going to see a variety of meeting spaces, spaces for families and youth, but I think there are some unique rooms, like our music rooms, which will show a little bit of that unique quality that makes us the Salvation Army. For instance, brass bands. We've been the longest participating band in the Pasadena Tournament of Roses Parade. And we have a room just for our brass band where even children can get free music lessons if they want to learn to play the cornet or the baritone or the trombone. The Salvation Army is a part of the Worldwide Christian Church. And while we provide services to everyone without discrimination, we do hold religious services on Sundays. So we have a chapel that allows us to have regular worship gatherings on Sunday mornings like any other church. It is our desire to use this large auditorium for more than just services. We envision community events happening there, plays and concerts. We did a reggae concert for our rehabilitation center and for the families of the men in the rehab center, and it was amazing. You can call our local office and you can either ask for Melinda Langford or for myself, Captain Garcia. Our address is 3060 Long Beach Boulevard here in Long Beach. Our zip code is 90807 and our phone number is 562-426-7637.
What a beautiful campus.
Thank you. We're very proud.
Now, I think this is your first time seeing that video, right?
It is.
What
it
are
is.
your thoughts?
Oh, it's wonderful. And it's one thing to walk on the campus, another
Right.
thing to see it highlighted. Your
Right.
team did an amazing job, and I'm looking
Yeah.
at the different rooms, and even I'm amazed by it.
Yeah, our interns, I have to give them a shout out. They did a great job. That was my first time working with some of them. But that's our way of reaching out in the community and providing opportunities for youth as well as college students to come
Yes.
in and have hands-on experience. When you look at that campus as it stands now, there was some buildings that were in place, and then you have schematic drawings of what you see coming in the future. When we come back, I'd like for you to share more about what that campus will look like as your vision becomes more of a reality.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk more about how you engage the community and how the community can engage you.
Thank
Sound
you.
like a
We'll
deal?
do that. Yes, that'd be
Okay,
great.
so we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Captain Sergio Garcia from the Salvation Army. Stay tuned for more of Long Beach Lens.
We're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Harmony.
Hey, Kyle.
What's going on?
I have a couple things for you to do today.
All right, awesome. I'll get it done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay tuned to watch Dog Eat Dog, the show where dogs eat gourmet hot dogs.
Got it all done.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get me my coffee?
Coffee.
I'm totally kidding.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
job.
Welcome back. I'm Derek J. Simpson. In the studio with us today is Captain Sergio Garcia from the Salvation Army. And Captain, before the break, we were sharing the video and showing people the campus.
Yes.
When I look at it, I'm amazed at how it's changed, and we've talked about that. But what can people expect to see on that campus as time evolves in the next year or so?
It's a wonderful question. The campus is only halfway
Wow.
in completion. The expansion is only half done.
Okay.
What you saw are our beautiful chapel and multi-purpose room. You saw our dining room, our kitchen, our classrooms, and our music spaces. But what's still to come is a 2-story gymnasium that will be right at the center of our campus. And it'll have a full basketball court underneath with a couple, maybe a game room, office spaces, a couple more rooms for rent, showers, bathrooms. And then the second floor will have a dance studio and a workout area. We're working with partnerships to try to make all of that happen, but it'll be a beautiful 2-story gymnasium. And then over where our old building used to sit, across from Elm, we're going to close off Elm Street. The city just approved our campus, the L-shaped campus, and the closing of Elm Street, where we'll put a playground for children. And then the property between Elm and Pasadena will have a youth soccer field, a nice green space for more than just soccer. But all of that will be coming, and that will be the additions that will finish off our campus.
Now, who will be able to use all of this space that you're talking about, all these facilities?
We are going by a model that the Salvation Army uses nationwide. It'll be a subscription model similar to other, like maybe Boys and Girls Club or YMCA. It'll be open to everyone in the community by subscription, but those that can't afford the subscription will be scholarshiped in. So I imagine no social barriers or socioeconomic barriers, where you have someone that maybe is a lawyer working out next to maybe someone that maybe at this point doesn't have a job, or can't afford, wouldn't be able to afford a subscription to a workout center. So our hope is that everyone in the community will come and use our facility, and if you can't afford it, we will offer a scholarship for you.
Wonderful. That's amazing. Having a YMCA background, once being a CEO in a YMCA and then as an executive director, there were often times I'd walk in the gym and it would be just that you have business executives working out side by side with people who are trying to figure out their way in life. And I think that's a good sharing of knowledge and experiences and growth for both. Just because you have a degree doesn't mean that you have wisdom. And that's something to be proud of. What is the timing for all of this to become a reality?
The city just approved our conditional use permit and our closing off of Elm Street. We're waiting for a few more technicalities there. We are in the quiet phase of the capital campaign. We want to raise $8.5 million for the rest of the campus. We're just close to $6 million now, which means we only have another $2.5 million to go, which isn't much. So as soon as we are ready, we're hoping to announce the public phase of the capital campaign sometime maybe in the fall of this year or early next year. Once we do that, then we'll finalize the plans. I was really hoping for a groundbreaking this summer, but the timing wasn't right for that. But if we can accelerate it and we can get a couple more donations in the quiet phase, then we'll be able to announce the public phase, and then we'll invite everyone in the community to participate in helping us build this campus.
Now, I think that you have a board of advisors or a community board. Can you share what that is and who's involved?
The Salvation Army uses an advisory board model as opposed to, say, a direct board that manages all the operations. We value our advisory boards because they're members of the community. They're leaders or civically engaged people in the community who can open doors for us, who can connect us to other organizations, to other people. We have been rebuilding our board, and we now have, I believe, 15 or 16 board members. We're bringing on another board member within the next month or so. And they are from all different areas and businesses in Long Beach. We have lawyers, we have doctors, we have a movie star on our board. So we try to get a nice eclectic group from all around the community that can help us and guide us if we're going wrong in programming or what the needs are in Long Beach. I mean, they are people that have lived in Long Beach, that have roots in Long Beach, and so that's the best people to get
It makes a big
to
difference
lead us.
when you
Yes.
get that kind of insight. And I was going to ask you that question. When you talk about this campus, for instance, you're saying you're going to put a gymnasium there and green space there. Was there research, I'm assuming, that you did that says, hey, this community needs that element right
Yes.
here in this location?
That we did.
Okay.
We looked at to see how close we were to other green spaces. Originally, you know, the Army was going to build something further down in the city,
Right.
but when we started doing this plan, we noticed that there was a great need for a green space here. And when I met with the mayor when I first arrived 3 years ago, they were very excited at the mayor's office about having that green space in our location to service that part of the community. Most of our clients come from the 90806 zip code right below us, but also east of us, west of us. And so it's a prime location for building this.
So one way of getting involved is to come and be a user of the services.
Yes.
Another, it sounds like, is possibly offering up your name to be considered for the board of advisors that
Yes.
you have. What about agencies such as Long Beach CAP or other nonprofits that say, wow, if they're doing all those things and they're serving oftentimes the people that we serve, we would love to partner with them. Are those types of opportunities available? And if so, how does an agency go about, you know, forming such a collaboration?
So we want to work with agencies that will be dealing with the same focuses we will be due to our assessment. So we're looking at seniors, we're looking at the homeless issue, we're looking at at-risk families and youth. So we're looking for collaborations with organizations that deal with the same issues that we're dealing with. We can't be experts in every area. And I mentioned we're going to have a dance studio. Well, I don't know how to dance. I barely walk. And so,
But I heard you could dance.
yeah, I'm probably the worst dancer in the world.
Okay.
So if we were to find an organization that already had programming that went along with that, that you know we could share space with, or come to some kind of understanding on how to share the facility. That would be wonderful, because also I don't want to bring on a dance instructor onto my staff, and I mean, for how many hours a week? If somebody's already got the expertise, has already got the program, then let's work with them and share the building, share the programming, figure out how to work together for maybe grants to be able to both do what we need to do. One of the collaborations we're looking at right now as the summer closes is karate. So we got in contact with the instructors that were teaching at our other youth centers in Los Angeles County, and they came over, did a demonstration, and we'll be able to partner with them. They bring the expertise, we have the facility and clients, and they can bring some of their people that are already taking their classes as well, and then we can collaborate and do a program together. We would love to do that with everybody out there.
So if someone's watching this particular show then, and they have an idea, would they just contact you, or is there someone on your staff that they would reach out to? How does that work?
Right now, Melinda Langford is our capital campaign person, but she will transition into being our program director for our campus.
Melinda does it all, huh?
She
I've met
does
her.
it all.
pretty
She's
amazing.
wonderful. When I recruited her, this is the person, this is the right person to have on staff. And so she's going to begin to do those collaborations. She's going to be reaching out, and when people come, reach out to us. If it falls within one of our focus areas, and if it aligns well with what we want to do in the city, then we'll be advancing those collaborations and partnerships.
Well, I know in my experience, I had the honor of being selected as your Western Regional Partner years ago by the Salvation Army for the Western Region, and that was quite an honor. And I know that in the time that we were there, several captains rotated in and out, and hearing your energy or seeing your energy and hearing you speak, we're hopeful that you stick around to see all of this come through, because I think your vision and your involvement of the community is important, and that is something that we need to hear and something that we need to see, so that people step up, because everybody's kind of in their silo doing their thing.
Yes.
But when you can come out of that and see a bigger vision, greater things happen for those who need it most. How can the community help? I talked about nonprofits, but how can individuals help in terms of being maybe a volunteer or otherwise with what you're trying to accomplish?
We do have volunteer opportunities for everyone in the community. Anything from helping us making food boxes to helping us man the front desk. Later on, we want to do more with youth on an after-school program. We're looking for retired teachers that maybe want to come and help the kids do their homework throughout the week. As we're planning these events, maybe there's someone or an organization that can help us with the planning and RSVP, because like you said, Melinda does a lot, and even though we have a few other staff members, but we're really short on staff, so we're looking for we need both regular volunteers, and we need volunteers with special skills and talents that will be able to help in the different programs that we're putting together now. I do hope to be around much longer. I've just completed 3 years. But I do hope that I can stick around much longer, and I am telling my superiors that I would love to be in Long Beach another at least 4 years.
Tell them to call me. I've had experience with the Salvation Army. I'll
it.
give you a good word. We only have less than 2 minutes. In an elevator pitch, what excites you most about being involved with the Salvation Army the way you are?
Long Beach is such a beautiful community. I've come to enjoy living, we're going to be living here. I've come to enjoy working here. I've come to enjoy participating with different organizations. What interests me the most is working within this diverse community with every group that we have. I don't want to miss the opportunity of meeting even one different group that's here in the community. I truly believe that the Salvation Army is for all, and our services and our programs are for everyone in the community, and that is what excites me the most.
Wow, thank you. I couldn't have said it better or asked for you to do so. Thank you so much for joining us. I'd like to thank Captain Sergio Garcia again. Be sure to follow PatNet TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest updates. We also welcome your comments and thoughts regarding this show as we strive to make Long Beach Lands a favorite source of local news, information, and entertainment. This show has been brought to you with support from the Long Beach Community Action Partnership. Thank you for watching Long Beach Lands.